Good evening and welcome to the 2021 Division II Men's Tennis Selection Show. I'm your host, Will Haskett. This year, 36 worthy teams will compete to be called national champion. 16 teams are already in the bracket thanks to automatic qualification as conference champions, which leaves just 20 at-large bids based off regional rankings and overall body of work. Those regionals take place this coming weekend at local sites, and we will determine the final 8 that will travel to Surprise, Arizona for the championship May 18th through the 20th. Who's in? Who's out? Let's not keep you waiting any longer right now and dive right into the bracket. Our first local site for next week, we will start with the Atlantic region. We have 4 teams here with top seed and hosting duties belonging to Charleston. 9th tournament appearance for the Golden Eagles, who have won 10 straight matches entering this tournament. That includes an MEC victory and the AQ. This is the first conference championship for 15-year head coach Matt Santon, and the first time the men's team and the women's team have won the conference championships in the same year. They take on the last team to make it in this region, West Virginia Wesleyan, in for the 13th time. Second seed belongs to Bluefield State, 11th tournament for the Big Blue and head coach Louis Belt, a mainstay of the Atlantic region. This marks the 11th consecutive tournament with an appearance by the program. And the Big Blue open with Edinburgh. That'll be the opening round of this 4-team region. All right, we move on now to the Central region. Also 4 teams playing here, with the top seed belonging to Southern Arkansas. The Mule Riders head in the tournament a bit shell-shocked after losing to Washburn in the GAC MIAA semifinals. It reversed an early result from the season where they had taken care of business, but it didn't keep them out of their second NCAA tournament. Harding will be the opponent in for the first time since 2010. Second seed belongs to Northwest Missouri State. The winners of that aforementioned GAC MIAA tournament roll into the NCAA tournament for a 21st time and face a very familiar opponent, as Washburn is the 3 seed here, a team rising to the postseason challenge. They were runner-up in that just completed GAC MIAA tournament. Raul Diku has risen in the national rankings to become a top 25 player in singles this year, anchoring the lineup as the top man out in every lineup each week. This marks the 15th tournament appearance for the program. By the way, all of these matchups will be taking place at the University of Central Oklahoma. The East region, also a 4-team bracket coming up here in 2021, headlined by the top seed belonging to Concordia of New York. Absolute dominance in the CACC for the Clippers, who have not lost a conference regular season or tournament matchup in 12 years, including this season, earning the AQ. Tobias Lentz was the MVP of the conference tournament, taking out the Conference Player of the Year in #1 singles to put an exclamation point on the title. It's been a long time coming for their opponent, as Franklin Pierce snags the final spot and makes the tournament for the first time since 2003. The host of this region is our 2 seed. That belongs to Queens of New York. 4 straight years now as the ECC champs. Kareen Rashad got the clinching point. The ECC preseason player of the year is part of a strong roster that now gets to experience the NCAA tournament for the 19th time in program history. And Lemoyne enters as a conference champion too, the automatic qualifier out of the Northeast 10. All right, let's slide over to the Midwest, where 5 teams have been given the chance to play on. This region starts with a 4-5 battle to get to day 2. The 4 seed is Hillsdale. A perfect GMAC season concluded with a thrilling win over Tiffin in the final. It took 2 tiebreakers in singles, with every point valuable in a 4-3 match score. This is a team that continues to show grit and perseverance. The reward is the first tournament appearance in program history. That's not too bad for a roster with 3 freshman starters and limited collegiate experience entering this year. That youth will certainly be tested by the final team sweating it out in the Midwest. Breathe easy, Illinois Springfield. You are in for the first time an at-large bid out of the GLVC. They hope to get a win and a rematch with our top seed, which belongs to UIndy. 14th NCAA tournament for the Greyhounds, who are the top team in the GLVC East this season, but couldn't parlay that into a conference tournament title. The resume was strong enough for an at-large berth, however. They were down in the doubles point. UIndy forged a strong comeback effort in singles in that GLVC championship, but couldn't push all the way back. Renato Lima lost a 3rd set tiebreak at #1 singles, so you can bet he'll be motivated to prove a point coming up in this NCAA tournament. And speaking of that loss, it helped propel Southwest Baptist to the 2 seed line. Winners of the GLVC over UIndy, the top seed from the West, got victories at 1, 3, and 4 singles to get it done. The top of the lineup is as strong as it gets for the Bearcats, making their 25th NCAA tournament. And they start With Ferris State, the Bulldogs swept the GLIAC this year, winning both the regular season and conference tournament titles. Undefeated this season, Ferris State showed its depth in the tournament win over GVSU, getting it done without its top player at #1 singles. All right, now only 3 teams to comprise the South Central here in 2021. 2 teams will play for a right to meet the top overall seed. Each are getting at-large bids, starting with our host, 2-seeded Midwestern State. There was no Lone Star Conference tournament this year. The chance to earn an AQ was denied, but MSU enters having won 4 of its last 5 conference matchups with a little momentum, including the latest win coming against the team they will now face as the 3 seed. That would be St. Mary's, making its tournament for the 5th time and gets a chance to reverse that 4-3 decision they dropped to Midwestern State, which came just about 2 weeks ago. Winner of that matchup will battle Cameron, which earned the Lone Star AQ by virtue of its standing at the end of the regular season with that tournament washed out. Carlos Vidal has won 8 straight matches in the 4-5 spot in singles, while Macon Diaz has been strong at the 3 spot for a very deep lineup. We pivot from the South Central to arguably the toughest region of all to unveil, and even tougher with only 5 teams this year out of the South. The first matchup pitting 4th-seeded Delta State in for the 9th time, but the first appearance since 2008 against the last team in here in the South region. That would be St. Leo, which made it all the way to the national championship match. You remember that back in 2016. They will do battle to meet the top seed, which belongs, you guessed it, to Berry. It would not be a tournament without the Bucks. It wouldn't be a final without the Bucks either. Berry is still the reigning champion of the sport, and with 4 titles and 5 national runner-ups, all since 2008, nobody would be surprised if they survive this loaded region. Alessandro Giuliotto is arguably the top singles player in the country for the SSC tournament champs. The other 2-day matchup is a heavyweight battle. The 2nd seed belongs to Valdosta State, the 2006 and 2011 national champions, fresh off a Gulf South Conference tournament championship and have just 1 loss all season, which happened to be out of conference against Columbus State, who might be the best team in the entire nation. So they are certainly tested, and that matchup will be with the host of this region. That belongs to West Florida. Hard to peg a 4-time national champion as an underdog, but when you have to fight through just 1 South region here in 2021, it will be a tough mountain to climb. The Argos do it with 4 all-conference performers and fresh off a runner-up Gulf South tournament finish. Derek Racine is now 22 years into his legendary coaching career and knows what it'll take this weekend, having been the man in charge for all 4 of those national titles for the Argos. All right, from the South to our 1-6-team region. It's in the Southeast. 2 games on day number 1 with 4th-seeded Wingate, the first team to unveil. 8th tournament appearance for the program, and it comes with a matchup against Tusculum, earning its first trip back to the tournament since 2008. The winner of that one will battle Columbus State, the top seed here. The Cougars aren't just #1 and undefeated. They are dominant this year. The team has lost a total of 6 matches all season, with 3 of them coming in the only true test of the year out of conference against Valdosta State. Peach Belt champs again, the 2018 national champions made the championship match in 2019 and expect to be there again this season. The host of this region is also our 3 seed, North Georgia. They run to the Peach Belt semifinals, more than enough for the Nighthawks to make their 6th NCAA tournament and the first since 2017. The team also earned 7 all-conference honors this season. Ryan Gaskin and Joaquin Benoit earned first-team singles honors, while Gaskin also earned first-team doubles honors as well. Gaskin 10-3 in singles action. He's ranked 31st in the nation, and he will serve it up in the opener against Conference Carolinas champ Mount Olive, back in the tournament for the first time since 2016. The winner of that one will get a date with Lander. No program has won more than the 8 national titles that Lander has. Top 10 program this season. Success in this tournament will be defined by what they can figure out quickly against Columbus State, who swept them in both meetings this year if they are to make it to this regional final. All right, just one more region to go, and the wait ends for our friends out west. Top seed belongs to Hawaii Hilo. The Vulcans are still celebrating after capturing the program's first ever Pac-West title and the assurance of a tournament berth with it. It was a 3rd straight year into the finals, certainly worth the wait. The thrilling 4-3 win also provided the first Pac-West championship in any sport for the school. Luca Cecchia was the hero. The final singles match on the courts, he got it done 7-5 in the 3rd set. That championship, by the way, was played in Surprise, Arizona, where the Vulcans return not just for this region, but they're also hoping for a national championship push. They open with the tournament debut of Concordia of California. The Eagles fly into the tournament having played a rigorous schedule that includes many teams already announced tonight. That schedule included second-seeded Azusa Pacific. Strong month of April for the Cougars, highlighted with an ITA award as the team of the month, and included multiple wins over ranked teams and a showcase of depth. That included a perfect month of play at number 6 singles from Cole Rassner. At the top of the lineup, 7 wins in the month out of number 1 Jacob Schneider. Shows just how good this roster can play all the way from top to bottom. That will provide a tough test for our final team to unveil. Hawaii Pacific knows high-level tennis. The 2016 national champs have made the championship match 6 times in program history. And there you have it, all 8 regions and their teams advancing into this tournament, which gets started in just a couple of days. Matches begin on either Thursday or Friday, depending on the region, with the final 8 teams advancing to Arizona decided by the end of the weekend. The championship will start on May the 18th at the Surprise Tennis and Racket Club in Surprise, Arizona. Make sure you watch all of the action from Arizona, point by point, here on NCAA.com. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Will Haskett. Congratulations and best of luck to all the student athletes competing in this year's championship.
For the win! If a champion can teach us anything, it's to stay hungry, to keep our resolve, and to prepare for what's next. So to the players in the college sports community who never stop believing, the end goal is in sight, the ultimate rally, a comeback for all ages. For the fans, the teams, and most importantly, the players. Let's bring on the next champion. We're ready.